Hello and welcome to Figure Skating Mess. Long time no see, guys. I have been very busy with my university studies, but now it is summer break and I have so much content prepared for you guys. But before that, we need to talk about the Grand Prix assignments because they are spicier than usual. We have some really exciting comebacks, but also some very disappointing behavior that will most likely lead to suspension of 2 top Korean skaters. And I will touch on that in the end of the video. So right now, let's begin with the assignments themselves. And I will only talk about the women, and I have highlighted the skaters I'm most excited about with a color. It is blue for United States, pink for Japan, purple for Korea, red for Switzerland, yellow for Belgium, and then green for the rest of the world. And without any further ado, let's begin with Skate America. Here at the top we find last year's breakthrough skater Nina Pinsarone, who came second and third at her Grand Prix assignments and managed thus to qualify for the Grand Prix final, where she finished 4th. She also won a bronze at Europeans, so it's gonna be interesting to see if she can continue this ride to this season. She's very young, only 17, and hopefully we can see some more artistry from her. Then we also have Leah Sarma from France, who did not go to any big championships last season, but then we have 3 Japanese ladies who all are of interest for me because they're Japanese ladies and they are always quality skaters. First we have Yuna Aoki, who is probably the least known of these 3, but she can really be a threat, I think, because she has a triple lats, triple loop combination, and when she lands it, it is glorious, and I'm personally a sucker for loop combination. She also, I think, choreographs her own program, if I don't remember wrong, and she has really nice presentations. I often think she's underscored, but if she pulls it all together, she can definitely be a threat in my opinion. She's just have flown under the radar because there's so many great Japanese skaters. And speaking of great Japanese skaters, we have Wakaba Higuchi. She did return last season, but it wasn't to her former glory. But this year she has said she wants to land the triple axel in competition, and that would be great. I just want the Wakaba back from the Olympic season, 2022, where she had those wonderful programs to Your Song and The Lion King and the glorious triple axels. Oh, good times, good times. The 3rd Japanese skater is Rinka Watanabe, who also has a triple axel in her arsenal. She was the breakthrough of the season 2 seasons ago when she beat Kaori Sakamoto, but last season wasn't too bad for her either. She won a silver medal at a Grand Prix assignment, and she won a bronze at 4 continents. Then we have the 2 Korean skaters, and these are the exact 2 skaters who are facing suspension. Those are Haein and Yongyu. It has been confirmed that it is these 2, and I will touch on them later down the video, as I mentioned, and probably at least one of these 2 spots are gonna be replaced with another skater. But let's move on down the list. Then we have Sofia Stipchenko from Latvia and Livia Kaiser from Switzerland, who actually came 4th at Europeans last season. That was a surprise, and I'm so excited about her because her jumps are huge. Like, they are sky high, it's amazing, it's glorious, it's everything that I want. And then last but not least, we have 3 American skaters. First of all, Isabel Levita, who is the vice world champion, and she will definitely be a threat here before her home crowd. She, as we know, she has beautiful charisma and personality on the ice. I'm so excited to see which type of program she's gonna show us. I think she always comes up with something different. However, as usual, there's always worry about her jumping technique. Like every time she jumps, I physically hurt because I feel the pain that she must feel in her back, and we saw some consequences of that I think last season when she wasn't as consistent as usual. She fell from a couple of spins also, but then she managed to put everything together at the World Championship, so hopefully that will continue to this season. Then the second skater is Friday Zanel, who actually did come back 2 seasons ago, and she managed to go to Worlds, but then she took a break last season once again to properly heal her injury. Hopefully she is properly healed now, and yeah, it's gonna be fun to see her again. And then the third spot is to be determined. I hope it's gonna be Star Andrews because she hasn't got any assignments yet, but I guess it will depend on how the girls do in the preseason. And for predicting the medals, I think I would definitely put Isabel at the podium because her presentation and her home crowd, and with her Wakaba and Rinka, if they can land their triple axels. But behind them we have Nina, who's always there to sweep up the medals when the big names make mistakes and fall. And I mean, why not Olivia Kaiser with her big grandiose jumps? I mean, she's a quality skater. And Brady, I don't know what shape Brady is, but I mean, the judges definitely loves her, always gives her high PCS scores. And then, of course, I would have put the two Korean ladies at the top here too, but I'm just not gonna do that because we don't know what's gonna happen with that. Let's move on. Let's move on to Skate Canada. In Canada, we of course find 3 Canadian skaters. We have Sarah Moen Dubois and Kaya Ruzier, both who are very young but quite promising. I like them a lot. Hopefully they can have a bit of a breakthrough this year. Canada desperately needs good skaters. The third one is of course Madeline Skizas, who is their only good female skater. I feel like she has been with us forever despite her only being 21. I thought she was like 25 because I don't know, I feel she's been with us for an eternity. She has been carrying female skating in Canada on her back since she was like 15. But she hasn't really had that big moments yet. She hasn't won a big medal. I don't think she even has won a medal at a Grand Prix, and I think it would be great if she managed to win it here, so I am holding my thumbs for her. Then we have 3 Japanese ladies. First we have Rino Matsuya, who only got 1 assignment last season, but it was here in Canada and she managed to win a bronze there, so maybe she can repeat that again. We also have Queen Kaori Sakamoto, 3 times world champion. That's insane. History making. She's going for the 4th gold this season, probably. And she has a really exciting tango inspired program, which you can find on Twitter, which she performed on Dreams on Ice. I really like it. It's something new for her. And then we also have Hana Yoshida, who's another of my favorite Japanese skater, who has a triple axel and, in my opinion, really unique and good presentation on the ice. I don't think she is properly rewarded for that as she should, but hopefully those scores can rise this season. She's still very young, so I think she can build up her character, her persona, and be a big name, and thus the PCS scores will rise. Then we have 2 women from Korea. First of all, we have Yerim Kim, who is the oldest of the Korean skaters with her 21 years old. Korea seems to have the same problem as Russia with overworking their skaters, so they get injured and retire very early. We saw that in Jelim last season. She was very inconsistent and not at all as she usually is, but we also know where she can be, like 2 seasons ago when she beat Kaori Sakamoto before her home crowd in NHK Trophy, and with her glorious inner power, like that always makes me speechless. And so hopefully she can bring back those good old glory days. Then the second Korean is Soyeon-wi, who is probably the least known of the Korean skaters, but she actually came in 5th place at 4 continents last season. Otherwise, her Grand Prix wasn't good at all last season. Then we have Ekaterina Kurakova, Katya from Poland. Oh, my little darling, who has once again switched coaches. Like, didn't you do that last year and the year before that and the year before that, Katya? Like, this is not a good sign. I don't like this. Hopefully this will magically work out and this coach will just bring her to sky highs, but I just wish her all the best. She's so cute and adorable and just like a bottle of sunshine, and yeah, I have to move on. And then we have another great European skater, that is Kimi Rebon, who had such a breakthrough season 2 seasons ago when she won a surprise bronze at Europeans at only 16 years old. Like, nobody at all saw that coming. And she has nerves of steel, this young lady. Unfortunately, last summer she apparently grew 1 decimeter. And thus, the following season, she had trouble rotating her jumps, which is understandable. But 2 worlds, she managed to come together and like handle her body, and she skated so well that she was 5th overall at Worlds. Amazing. She had, as usual, a glorious, wonderful reaction. She's one of my favorite people because she has always these like over-the-top, happy teenage reactions when she skates good. And she will definitely be someone to look out for now that she has probably like grown to her full height and doesn't have to adjust her body again with her jumping technique. So she will be a real threat, I think, because this girl has like, she can compete. She brings out her best when it's needed the most. Then at the bottom we have 2 very exciting American skaters. First of all, Alysa Liu. Alysa is making a comeback. I was overjoyed when I saw that. I mean, she retired at only 16 years old after having been in the spotlight since she was like 11 and being like, oh, the promising American new figure skating princess. And I can understand that that was like a bit too much. So she retired after her bronze in 2022 World Championships, and she has been missed. And I am like, I'm so thrilled to see her back, and I think it was probably a wise decision to just take time out, be a teenager. She seems to have more of like a punk rock vibe now, and I would love for her if she bring that to the ice. I think that would be so cool, and I just can't wait to see where she's at. And then last but not least in this competition we have Eva-Marie Ziegler, who only had a 1 Grand Prix assignment last season. It was the very last one too, NHK's trophy in Japan, where she won. That was such an insane competition, and I really do like her. She has great interpretation of music, I think. She's very musical and she has big, good jumps, so I think it will be interesting to see what she's gonna come up with this season. And so for predicting the medal table, Kaori Sakamoto, the queen, will definitely be the biggest favorite for gold, of course. And right behind her, I would say Hana Yoshida is a good chance of getting silver with her triple axel. And behind those 2, I think it's very open, actually. I mean, Madeline Skeeses can definitely take a medal. I am rooting for her. But also, I mean, Kimi Rebon with her fighting spirit. We have Alysa Liu, who is a fan favorite and who is back, but it will depend on where she is, like, at her shape. And I mean, Eva-Marie Ziegler, as we know, can win a competition, so why not again be at the podium? And Yerlim depends on where she's at, but she's definitely like a medal contender too, so it's gonna be really interesting, I think. Let's move on to the third installment, that is the Grand Prix de France, where we find two skaters from Belgium, both Luna Hendricks and Nina Pinzarone, which is very exciting. Like, Luna is the more established skater with both gold, silver and bronze from Europeans and silver and bronze from Worlds. And then we have the younger Nina, who challenges the status quo, where Luna has been the only, like, basically the only skater from Belgium, and a very good one too. And now Belgium has two successful skaters. Here we also find three French ladies. We have Laurine Schild, who, despite her horrible jumping position in the air, managed to place 5th at Europeans last season. And we once again have Lea Serna, and then one to be determined. Here we also find Georgia's Anastasia Gubanova, Nastia, who has both silver and gold from the last two Europeans, and who is apparently working with a new choreographer to like bring out a more new style for her. She always has this very like tender style, and like her arms is like water. She's so pretty, and I love that style, but I think it would be exciting if she could do something new. Then we once again have three Japanese skaters. Of course, we begin with Wakaba Higuchi, who will hopefully do her triple axel. We also have my Mihara, my little fairy darling. My heart broke a bit for her last season because she struggled with injuries. She has child rheumatism, and I relate to her a lot because I also have like a lot of pain in my body. So, and I also really like her as like a skater and expressions, but I just know how it is to struggle with pain and also love a sport. But 2 seasons ago, everything came together for her. She won both of her Grand Prix assignments, she won Grand Prix final, so it was really like a bit heartbreaking to see her struggling again with injuries last season, but hopefully it will be better this season. Then the third Japanese skater is Rion Sumiyoshi, who last season became the oldest woman to do a quad toe at 20 years old, which I know it's ancient. But despite coming, I think, winning silver and bronze at her Grand Prix assignments and qualifying for the Grand Prix final, that wasn't enough to get her to neither 4 continents nor World Championships, because the competition in Japan is so fierce, like it's insane. How can you not send someone who does a quad toe, with the only female skater who can do it at the moment, a quad toe, and who wins Grand Prix medals, go to Grand Prix final? How can you not send them? But it's also like understandable because they have so many other great skaters. Hopefully she can go to a big championship this year. Yeah, I think she really deserves it. Then we have one Korean skater, and that is Cheon Kim. She is arguably the biggest name at the moment. She won bronze last season, and she's such a powerhouse. I mean, this girl's got speed and skating skills, and her lats is to die for. I mean, her lats, her edge is art. It's simply art, and a good lats is rare in this economy. No, but yeah, it is really good, and she just needs to work on her expression and presentation, and then she will be like the whole package. Then we also have Switzerland's Livia Kaiser with her big jumps, and finally, last but definitely not least, Amber Glenn from America, who finally managed to win American Nationals last season to everyone's delight, and who landed her triple axel for the first time, and I think she did it like at least 3 times in competition, and who gave me an autograph on a pride flag in Finland. What more can I say? I love Amber Glenn, and I wish her all the best. I think the whole skating community just wants her to succeed because she has she has it all. She has triple jumps, big jumps, she has triple axel, she has the skating skills, she is expressive, she's fun, she is adorable and likable, she's cool. She's just got everything. She just needs to put it all together at the same time and not let her nerves get the best of her. But I think she's slowly getting there. She has gotten better the last 3 seasons, slowly and slowly, with being more consistent. And yeah, so I'm staying hopeful. So for this competition, I will definitely put Lina Hendricks at the top. And then I think it's gonna be a good fight between Cheon Kim, Wakaba, Rion, Mai Miyahara and Amber for the other medals. And of course Nina. Nina is always there. Then we have come to NHK Trophy in Japan, and here we find yet another Nina. That is Nina Petrokina from Estonia, who began last season wonderfully by winning a surprise bronze at a Grand Prix assignment, but then unfortunately got a leg fracture, which destroyed her season. But hopefully she is back to her good shape again, because I really like her and I want her to succeed. Then we have Laranaki Gutman from Italy, who I also really like, especially her Hitchcock program from the last couple of seasons. She just sometimes have some problems with like consistency in her jobs. Then we have, as always, 3 Japanese ladies. First we find Mona Chiba, the 4 continents winner from last season. And she has such great qualities. She's like water when she glides on the ice. She's so smooth, and I have watched her new show program for this season on Dreams on Ice, and it was so cute and adorable. I love it. I think she's really gonna be someone to look out for this season. Then we have also Kaori Sakamoto, who's definitely someone to look out for. And then we have a third yet to be announced Japanese skater, probably will be Yuna Akoki if she does good in her assignment, because she's the only one so far who's only got a single assignment. And then from Korea we have Yelim Kim with her glorious inner power, and then Haein Lee, who will probably be replaced, and finally Soyeon Wi. And last but not least of this competition, we have 3 American skaters. We have the comeback girlies Alysa Liu and Brady Chanel, and we also find Lindsay Thorngren. Lindsay, who won a silver at last year's NHK Trophy when Ava won the gold. And in my opinion, she's a really interesting skater. I think she has this sort of calmness to her that drags you in, and that's very intriguing. And she's also had a great flexibility. The problem is that she sometimes doesn't really fully rotate her jumps, and that's where she loses points. And of these ladies, well, Kaori is of course the favorite, and I think Mona Chiba will also be up there. Otherwise, I have a hard time. Like, I don't think there are any other like really proper big names here. To be fair, like, they are good skaters, but not like anyone with, you know, that extra edge, you know, like Luna or Kaori have with a star power, or like a triple axe or like quad toe. So I think this is very open, and it will depend on who skates the most clean this day, honestly. Then we have Grand Prix in Finland, who I was at last year when I saw Kaori Sakamoto and Amber Glennon got her autograph, and I am a bit excited to go there once again because there is some really exciting skaters here. Let's begin from the beginning. We have Lina Hendricks from Belgium, always exciting. We have Nina Petrokina from Estonia, and then Lorraine Schild with the weird axis in her jump from France. Then we have Nella Pelkonen from Finland and two yet to be determined Finnish skaters. And then we have three Japanese ladies. Those are Rion Sumiyoshi, Mai Mihara, and Rino Matsuike. And here I am very excited for like Mai Mihara and Hana Yoshida because I love them so much and I would really like to see them. We'll see what happens. And then for Korea we find Young Yu, who might be replaced, and finally Isabel DeVito and Lindsay Thorngren from USA. And my podium here is gonna be Luna, Isabel, Hannah, and possibly Mike. We have come to our last installment, and that is Cup of China. And here we find Madeleine Skizet from Canada and three Chinese skaters. Hoyong Chen is the only one who is known. I have no idea who that is, but apparently she came 8th at last season's Grand Prix in China. Then we have Georgia's Anastasia Gubanova, and we also have three Japanese ladies. Those are Mone Chiba, Rion Sumiyoshi with her quad toe, and Rinka Watanabe with her triple axel. Then moving on, we have Kimi Rebon with a great fighting spirit from Switzerland, and finally Amber Glenn and Ava Marie Ziegler from USA. And at this competition, I will probably put like Rinka, Mona, Amber, and Rion on top, and maybe Kimi. Kimi is always someone to look out for. Yeah. So that was everything for the Grand Prix assignments. I'm very excited, of course, for this new season. I am though disappointed that Josefin Talligård from Sweden didn't get an assignment. I thought you got an assignment automatically if you were top 20 at World Championships, which she was last year. She placed better at Worlds than several of the skaters who was here, who got assignments, and also better than at Europeans. So I am very confused how this works, and I'm disappointed because I would have loved to see her at the Grand Prix stage, and I think the audience would have loved her too because she's always like a crowd pleaser. But yeah, it is what it is, and we will probably see some new names on the list too, but that isn't something to be happy about because, well, this regards the two Korean skaters, Haein Lee and Young Yu. And I mean, this came as such a shock for the whole skating world because they are two of the most beloved skaters and Korea's top skaters too. And the Korean Federation takes actions against two of the top female names is really huge. Apparently everything went down at a training camp in Italy this spring, where Haein Lee and Young Yu, who are both our seniors, they are 19 and 20 years old respectively, they consumed alcohol, which was not allowed, and quite understandably not allowed at a training camp with other minors present, but they consumed alcohol. And then Haein Lee invited a 15-year-old boy to the girls' dorm room. And I will not state the name of this boy because I think his identity should be protected. I don't even know the name of this boy because I have not gone out of my way to look for it, and I don't think you should do it either because he's the victim of this story. But anyway, so Haein Lee, 19 years old, convinced this 15-year-old boy to come to their dorm rooms, and there she is accused of having sexually assaulted him. And in the same time, Young Yu is accused of having taken photos of Haein Lee, and which are sexual in some way, and then showed them without consent to the 15-year-old boy. And for this, Haein Lee is facing a 3-year suspension. and which she is asking for a retrial, of course, because that's a very long time in figure skating years. That's like an eternity. And then Yang Yu is facing a 1-year suspension, and which she has also asked for a retrial for, because she states that she did not show the pictures of Haein to the boy, and thus didn't cause Haein discomfort. But she has admitted to consuming alcohol and apologized for that. But Haein Lee is the biggest story here, because she's the one that's facing a 3-year suspension, and she came out with a baffling apology, and in her apology she admitted to having consumed alcohol, which she apologized for, and then she also said that she couldn't have sexually assaulted the boy because they were in a relationship, a secret relationship, and they had been in a relationship on and off since they were in high school, and people figured out that, well, then she must have been 17 and he around 13, 14. And she's using that as an excuse. Like, there's so much to unpack here. First of all, just because of you are in a relationship doesn't mean that you can't sexually assault someone. That happens when the other person doesn't consent, and that can happen within a relationship too, okay? And the boy who has stepped forward and given his version, in his words, she had asked him if he knew what a hickey was, and he didn't, and then she proceeded to give him a hickey, and he was very uncomfortable with it. And it is very evident that Haein Lee does not think she has done anything wrong. She just repeats that they were in a relationship, but doesn't take into account that the boy did not like those sexual things that she did to him. And that's like the core of the story, that he did not like it, and he was a minor, and he did not consent to it. And she only seems to like feel like she's the victim, and that everyone is misinterpreting this and bullying her, and she said that she's so sad because she might miss out on the Olympics, and that's everything she has worked for. And of course, yeah, I understand that that's very sad because that's such a huge thing, Olympics, everyone's going for that. But she completely disregards the feeling of this boy, which she has had. She never acknowledges those feelings and the pain her actions has caused him, which is the reason for her probable suspension. And I know she's very young herself, she's only 19, and I mean, I can understand for how such a situation can happen. You are very young, and if you are in a relationship, you do stuff, and she probably at the moment did not think she did anything wrong. Like, probably she did not realize it was anything wrong that she did. But afterwards, when like the boy expresses distress over it, then she should realize that she did something wrong and apologize. And I'm just, this is really a mess, and such a sad one. And the boy has said that because of this, he cannot train anymore because he is in such distress. Like, he cannot train his sport, and he has gotten psychiatric help because of the distress these sexual acts caused him. I feel so much sympathy and sadness for this poor little boy, and what he must go through in public too, and having her speak in public about him. And that's just, I don't know where I want to end this. This is just really sad news, and we haven't seen the end of it. What do you guys think about it? And what is the right like repercussions. 3 years is a very long time, but I am adamant in that this needs to be like a suspension, because this is illegal. It also happened in relation to figure skating. It was in a figure skating camp. So the federation should absolutely take repercussions toward Haein and her behavior. The question is for like how long suspension should be, but yeah, at least 1 year, in my opinion, at least 1 year, depending on what more information comes out. So yeah, but also once again props to the Korean Federation for punishing and investigating their top 2 skaters. I don't think honestly any other top federation would do that to their top skaters. We all know how Canada is handling Nikolai Sørensen, who is accused of rape. They are not handling it at all. So yeah, the good news is at least that KSU is doing something, and that's, I don't know how to end this. This was a very sad ending. Share with me your thoughts about this matter. What do you think is a reasonable punishment? And also on an exciting note, which skater are you most excited to see this season? Until you see me next time, take care of yourself and the people around you. Bye!